everyone. So whoever's watching this, if you don't know me, my name is Hannah. I am a senior this year, and this is going to be my senior testimony. I remember going to church on Sunday. We went to the Prior Lake before the Shakopee campus was even built, and Monday, or any day of the week, my parents yelling, and I would hide in my bedroom and use food as a comfort or protection or whatever, and I felt alone and like nobody was there, and combined with me eating too much, not healthfully at all when I was younger. By my genetics, I'm not naturally skinny. I also have hypothyroidism. When I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism when I was like 8 or 9. My mom took me in, and because I was bigger than the average kid should be at that age, and that's basically when your thyroid gland right here, it's like in your neck somewhere, it's not running properly, so your metabolism is very slow, as if it's not even running at all, so you can gain weight very easily and you can't really lose it at all. So I remember even in elementary school I would have like a hard time. I would have a hard time trying to find like an outfit for that day, and just like crying like every single day before school. I'd probably cry. I remember crying pretty much every day before school in elementary school, just because like I felt fat basically. Like when you're like 8 or 9, you shouldn't feel fat. Like you shouldn't be worrying about your weight at that age. Technically, you shouldn't be worrying about it at any age, but especially when you're younger. So, so continuing on, my weight has still been an issue. I'll get into more of that later. Around 10 through 12, 13 and 14, my parents were either separated or like going through an actual divorce. When I was around 12, so like that was happening throughout basically this whole time. When I was around 12, that was happening, and I threw a tantrum and my dad slapped me in the face. And then 2 years later, I was being disrespectful and he slapped me in the face again. I remember coming home and my right here was swollen and like blood was dripping down, and my brother, like, what happened? I was just bawling, and my brother called my mom, and she called the cops, and I had to give a statement, and I didn't want to. I was terrified. I was crying. I was terrified. I didn't want my dad to get in trouble. I remember saying that. I don't want to get him in trouble. And my mom then took my dad to court, and my brother and I went with. I had to get up on the stand. I think my brother did too. I don't remember much of that. I just remember looking up at my dad and saying, like, thinking to myself, like, he was like just facing down the whole time. And I just remember thinking to myself, look at me, you coward. You couldn't even look at me, and yet your stupid lawyer was like pretty much manipulating me into what he wanted to say. And after that I was in a very like deep depression. I was in a very deep depression. For about 4 months. I do remember praying to God, and like I remember bringing my Bible to the courthouse, and I knew that God was with me. Throughout my whole life, I've never doubted God in any way, that he like wasn't there. Even through all the struggles I've been through, I never doubted he wasn't real, which I think that's almost a gift, because I don't know, I just feel like that's a really real gift, that I've never been like, is he actually there? Because even though I know when I don't feel his presence, I know he's still there. He's never not with me, even if you can't like feel Jesus or feel God. He's always there. After about 4 months of my depression, this was when I was about 14, I was at the river, and Sage Lubinsky, some of you might know her, she's so amazing. I was walking out of the discussion room at night, and she's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I don't remember what she said, but she's like, "How's life?" or whatever. And then I ended up saying, "And I've been praying about trying to forgive him, but I don't want to just say the words. I want to feel it. Like, yeah, I forgive you, Dad." Obviously what he did is not okay, but I don't want to become bitter about it. I want to forgive you and move on. And yeah, so she's like, "Well, let's call him right now." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, and then like I remember feeling like at peace, like, yeah, I can forgive him. Like, I haven't felt that, like I never like had felt that before, and all of a sudden it was just like, yeah, like, wow, like, yeah, I am ready to forgive him. It's like God used Sage to be like, "Hannah, you are ready, you just didn't know it." So I called him and I apologized and I said, "I forgive you." And so that was when I was about 14. So next chapter of my story, I guess. I don't know what happened. I think I got in a fight with my mom, and I was about late 14, almost 15, probably 15. And I just wanted to like, I felt like so bad about myself, and like I was just awful person. So I went in my bedroom and I got an eraser and I burned my skin right here. And I don't know, it just like, it didn't feel good, but I'm like, yes, this pain is like how I'm feeling. Like, at least I almost can't even explain it. I just remember feeling like so mad at myself. And I don't know, that's why I did it, and that's the beginning of my like hurting myself, my self-harm, whatever you want to call it. I don't really remember when I started cutting myself, but that continued for a couple of years. I remember like cutting myself throughout 9th grade, 10th grade. I tried to stop, and I think it was my 10th grade fall retreat. I think it was 10th grade. And at the bonfire if you've ever been to fall retreat, Saturdays, cry night or whatever. So I remember Erica Stever going up, and like we were saying like what we wanted to be like prayed for or whatever, and she said something really personal. And I'm just like, wow, like if she can do it, I can do it. So I was just like, I just said to like, I think it was like the 9th grade and 10th graders, like, please pray for me that when I get home I don't cut. And then my whole group like came around me, and I was crying, and everybody was just like, "Oh, Hannah," like everybody was just praying for me. And Dawn Pleckenpole, she took me to the chapel, and I just prayed to God and that He would help me not cut. And I remember after that, I mean, that wasn't like the ending of my self-harm, but I remember I did it less and less. And I think I don't even remember the last time I cut myself. It's been a good year, probably over a year. So after I finished up sophomore year at Southwest Christian High School, at Shakopee High School, because my mom couldn't afford Southwest anymore because it is private school. By the way, throughout this entire time I was struggling with like self-image, weight, that had a big reason of why I was self-harming myself. So going into junior year, everything was fine, and then, you know, I kind of like wasn't really reading my Bible, kind of like just lukewarm, stale. I was like a stale cracker and just going to church. Okay, don't have a relationship with God. If you really feel like if you have a relationship with someone, you talk to them every day. You want to get to know them better, and I wasn't doing that with God. I'm still struggling with that. March 2012, like the beginning of March or whatever, these people were talking about, like I was in class at the Chaska Co-op for cosmetology, and these two girls were talking about like how they were concentrating. They're like, yeah, I'm not even hungry. And I'm like, wow, like what are you guys taking? And they said Adderall. And I'm like that makes you not hungry? Like I thought it was just to make you concentrate, which it does, I guess. But they're like, yeah, it doesn't make you hungry. And I'm like, ding, like it's gonna be my way to lose weight. Like it was just like, oh my gosh, like I can finally lose weight. And yeah, that was just a really bad decision to buy Adderall. The first time I didn't get caught, the second time I did, and it ended up getting me expelled from school. Never got a detention in my life, but I get expelled. And that's just how like Satan creeps into your life, and it's just like, Hannah, you can lose weight if you take this. I won't get caught. I won't, like, it won't happen to me. Like, I'm a good kid. I'm not, you know, I don't do other drugs. So like I was just like, oh, it's okay. Like I'm not taking this to get high. I just want to lose weight, so that makes it okay. And I got expelled starting of senior year. I am currently doing online school, and I did not want to go back to Shakopee. And God is like still working in my life, and that was such a big mistake, but that just shows you how if you don't pay attention, like I just feel like the devil can easily manipulate you to, you know, where you think it's your own voice telling you those things, like it's okay. It's not okay. And God is still working with me, and I have a great fellowship of girlfriends at the river. They are amazing, and I love them. They're so uplifting. I surround myself by better friends. And God is definitely still working in me, and I'm glad I surround myself by people who I want to be like. But God is still there. He's always been there. Thanks for watching, and if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to ask me. I would love to talk about it. So one of my life verses, I guess you could say a life verse, but a verse I really like is Philippians 4:13. I have a ring that says it, and it's I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, or who strengthens me. Hey everyone, so I just decided to film this quick. I forgot some things in my testimony. So my dad and I are in a much better place. I don't think we'll ever be very, very close, but I did forgive him. If you ever want to ask me questions or comments or talk to me at all, just let me know. I'd love to do that. Throughout my whole life, God was there for me, and I just want to say to all like the girls out there, especially the girls, that you're beautiful, and God loves you so much. He created you, and he's just like, think about that, like the creator of the world. He could do anything, and he created you, and he wrote your story, and he knows your plan for your life. And God is just so amazing that way. It's just so cool. Like, just think about that God loves you so much that he, you know, he died for you, and whatever you're going through, like I was hurting, and you don't have to hurt yourself because God already did that for you. Jesus already did that for you. So you don't have to do that because he loves you so much, and he doesn't want that for you. He wants you to love yourself and have confidence in yourself and have confidence in Jesus Christ.